could you just name for our participants what lessons you've learned in the international community that could help the US, and then maybe what the US can provide the international community, some different things that we could all gain from each other?
That's a really interesting question.
Make
You
you think.
know, I think I think one of the most shocking things that I've seen, and maybe shocking is not the right word, but when I've been in some pretty terrible countries, and what you find is that even with limited power, limited water, people are extremely resilient.
Mm,
And what I have found, paradoxically, right, is going into some of these countries which are, just systematically poor, and just lacking infrastructure and things like that. And the people are just dramatically more resilient than what you would find in downtown New York City, right? So when
yeah.
power goes out and water's off, that's like another Tuesday, you know. But you do that in the middle of New York, and it's riots in the street.
Yeah.
All right. And I think to a certain extent, we have become more fragile because I see that people are incredibly resilient in some of these nations because what they've gone through for sometimes prolonged periods of conflict.
Mm,
And what that has also done was, and just in sort of my view and my personal opinion, it is forced a sort of locus of control and focus on the family unit, right?
mm,
And so what you've seen is families and neighborhoods are actually drawn together to be able to support each other. And so when power goes out, when floods happen, all these things, people are coming together, and you see that organically within these communities because they've lived through this tremendous experience. And I don't know that that would happen in major urban cities in the United States as much as I've seen it in other areas, right? And that's generally a byproduct of having a very, sort of harsh conditions and harsh environment for a long time, which fortunately we haven't had in the United States. But that, I think that just sort of reemphasizes your point about communities and strengthening communities, because it has been very evident to me the fact that these communities, when the power goes out and we think, oh my God, power's out for an hour, and then people lose their mind, and really people go about their business in some of these other societies, and it's actually incredible. It's just another thing. They go to lunch or something like that, and then that's it. And so that's something that I observe, sort of these differences between societies, and we could possibly learn a lot from that. That we need to sort of reemphasize communities and community resilience, because that's the foundation of everything.